History has been made at COP28 Dubai this year, where a large sum of fund has been agreed to be delivered for projects that tackle climate change issues around the globe. Rahmat Idris is in Dubai with the details on this achievement.
Conversations and deliberations continue to be conducted intensively here in Dubai pertaining the Conference of Parties, or COP28 of Dubai 2023. Notably, this is one of the most important events of the United Nations, the biggest world climate summits of the United Nations. And COP28 this year sees participation not less than 200 countries, and also over 100 nation leaders and also top-level CEOs take part in the conference as well. I guess one of the most important things on the tables for these delegates to deliberate on is to close this financial gap between developed and developing nations. But on the fifth day of its event here in Dubai, it is safe to say that milestone of success has been made. The president of COP28, Sultan Al Jaber, said himself that historic and landmark agreements have been made. In the past 4 days alone, over 57 billions of fundings has been agreed on, has been delivered to be manifested into real actions to suppress the climate change and to ensure that we reach the the escapable, or rather the inevitable 1.5% Celsius increase of the planet temperature. And first of all, let's do a quick recap of the past 5 days of COP28 here in Dubai, pertaining of who is in attendance, or rather who's not. Notably, the two countries which are the biggest pollutants in the world, US and China, their leaders are absent. The President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, is absent at COP28 in Dubai, and sending instead the Vice Presidents of USA, Kamala Harris, and also the Special Envoy for Climate, John Kerry. And those names are quite influential in terms of coming up with deals, so to say, but we continue to look forward of how these major funds will be manifested into real actions to address all of these issues. But and also another notable absence is the president of China, Xi Jinping. But aside from that, some notable presence were also noted here at COP28 in Dubai. We saw the presence in attendance of the Secretary General of United Nations, Antonio Guterres, and also the President of the European Union, Ursula von der Leyen, also the Prime Minister of the UK, the United Kingdom, Rishi Sunak, and even Emmanuel Macron, the President of France, is also here in person, including the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, some large, big economies taking part, and these leaders showing their commitment to abide by the agreements that has been made a while ago. Even the President of the Republic of Indonesia, Joko Widodo, was himself in person here in Dubai, notably to open up the pavilion of Indonesia. And for his special remarks, the President of Indonesia, Joko Widodo, reiterated the fact that Indonesia is in fact in need of nearly 1,800 trillion rupiahs in order to follow suit with the climate change agreements and to be able to go into the net zero emissions by 2060. And that is a large sum of money. And another project that is currently being highlighted pertaining Indonesia is the JETP, or the Just Energy Transition Program, with large fundings coming in from developed countries to Indonesia to help out and to finance all of these climate change related projects. But also, the challenge in getting the fund is essentially meeting the requirements, meeting the conditions that has been set. It was agreed a couple of years ago at the G20 summit, and Norway was one of the most notable contributor to the cause, being a country that has been focused, that has the biggest concern in the world towards sustainable and renewable energy source. And now let's talk about other notable presence here at COP28 COP28 in the past few days, the first 5 days of its deliberations. We have the presence also, as I said earlier, of Antonio Guterres, Secretary General of United Nations, who himself reiterated the significance of countries around the globe, almost 200 countries participating for the COP28 this year, to come up with the so-called Pact for Climate Solidarity, meaning that developed countries must set aside certain amount of funds to help out developing economies, countries who are in need of these funds, but also are in grave danger of climate change issues pertaining the disasters and all the risks that come with climate change. However, this creates a paradox when a lot of these developing countries are facing the issues of major tax burdens or debt rather to other countries and domestically, meaning that the paradox is that in a way they can't stop their industry in order to meet the economic growth, but in another way they have to follow suit with the agreement of reaching the net zero emission, at least by 2050. That's what he said. And another notable presence was Emmanuel Macron, who reiterated the fact on the importance of countries around the world to come up with solutions in terms of climate change by using ocean-based solutions, and thus $250 million has been delivered for the so-called ORCA, and that is an entity and associations that will address the Alliance for Climate Change and the rescue of our oceans. And absent also at COP28 was Pope Francis. He was initially scheduled to be there in person, but due to doctors' recommendations, he was not able to be here in person, but instead deliver yet another riveting remarks or speech rather for the COP28 this year virtually from Vatican, Rome. What Pope Francis said was quite meaningful, for lack of better words. He said that destructions towards the planet, towards the earth, is the same as an offense towards God's, meaning that the destructions that has been done to this planet not only is considered a sin in a personal level, but also in a structural level that will have a major impact and calamity for the entire humankind on Earth. And piggybacking the $57 billion of funding that has been aggregated in the fifth day, or rather first 4 days of COP28 this year, the president of COP28, Sultan Al Jaber, said that there's still a lot to do. For the first time after 12 COPs, or many conference of parties that have been done. This is the 28th now. The presidents of COP28 said that for the first time, these countries will sit together to stop and think and to do the global stake talk. And after the Paris Agreement back in 2015, this is now high time for these countries to sit together and to sort of reflect on the progress that has been made or on the progress that has not been made and yet to be the biggest homework for these countries to address climate change. And we look forward to more deliberations coming on in the next days. We will have the COP28 until the 12th of December 2023. And we'll bring you the details right here from Dubai. From the Dubai frame here in United Arab Emirates, Rahmat Idris and Andang Wicaksono reported for TVNR World.